Hello, I am Jorge Martinez, and I will be discussing the life of the genius of the Baroque, Gian Lorenzo Bernini. I chose my presentation on Gian Lorenzo Bernini because I wanted to know more about this creative mastermind. Who was this man who created such awe-inspiring masterpieces? What was his life like in 17th century Rome? Well, Rome was a holy metropolis during the 17th century, as life revolved around the Catholic Church. Cardinals and popes were the religious aristocrats who pushed forward new artistic movements, as they wanted to showcase their vast wealth and power to keep congregation numbers high. They had already transformed Italy with their funding of the likes of Raphael and Michelangelo, and were looking for their new genius who would transform Rome once again. Bernini was their genius, and he would eventually become the last successor of Italy's greatest art apex, the Baroque era. Gian Lorenzo Bernini was born in 1598, the sixth of 13 children of Angelica Gaians and Pietro Bernini in Naples, Italy. Bernini's father was a master sculptor who had ties to the Catholic Church, as he had been commissioned by the Borghese cardinals and pope. Bernini grew up learning from his father and would eventually surpass him. His family moved to Rome in 1605, just in time as the Caravaggio paintings were filling up the halls of the Vatican. At the age of 8, he had sculpted a bust that was admired by many who saw it. It is said that at the age of 11, he created the goat Amalthea with the infant Jupiter and Fawn, as we see here on the slide. It gives an indication as to what would be created further down his career. There is movement in this piece, not just from the infants, but also from the goat, as he twists his neck and bleats. The piece drew attention from the church, and would soon start a 50-year association with the court of Rome, as he would be commissioned by a total of 8 popes. At the age of 16, Bernini created the martyrdom of Saint Lawrence. Saint Lawrence's burning showcases the importance of religion and devotion. These themes would continue throughout Bernini's artistic career. He was a master at this age, as he was able to convey the notion of transcendence with the figure's expression. As Saint Lawrence's skin burns from the fire below, the gesture of serenity and acceptance takes over. Bernini made marble look carnal as he focused on sensuality, the human flesh, and the proportions of the human body. Some would consider this transformation as an act of alchemy, as he was able to mold a solid piece of stone. Bernini was inspired by the works of Michelangelo Medici de Caravaggio, and wanted to capture the drama in his sculptures just like he had seen in the paintings. His self-portrait, titled Damned Soul, captures the moment of agony. Bernini scorched his own arm as he looked in the mirror to capture his facial gestures. By doing so, those who view this bust understand quite clearly the state of pain the damned soul is in. As we see with the painting on the right, Holofernes is screaming in agony as his head is being cut off by Judith. Bernini's bust screams in agony as he enters the gates of hell. Bernini's creations required a lengthy process of preparation. He would often sculpt models of potential works out of clay and show them to his patrons to get their approval before the real work began. His creativity was almost limitless. He wrote and produced plays in which he would often play the protagonist in. He drew, sculpted, designed furniture and structures like chapels, palazzos, and fountains. He excelled in all of these creative outlets. The lion that you see on the left side is a model made of clay of the lion that's carved out of marble on the right-hand side, which is found at the Fountain of the Four Rivers, located in the Piazza Novana in Rome. Bernini was so highly regarded that he was seen as a celebrity or at least what a celebrity would be like today. People would stare at him when he walked by. He would eventually draw large groups of people who would line up just to see him. He had it all. He was witty, charming, handsome, famous, cultured, a talented visionary. He was disciplined, rich, well-connected, and he did not drink alcohol. He was the epitome of a Renaissance man. This caused him to be full of himself and would often demean others. He had a short temper and with a single look could convey what he wanted. Bernini had one of the largest studios of his time, as he had multiple projects going on at once. He had multiple assistants to help him keep up with the demand. Bernini did not like to share the spotlight, so he would often take full credit for the works produced from his studio. He was an egotistical man. By mid-career, as he became busier with large-scale ventures, Bernini did fewer busts. The reason being that he valued them too highly to allow his assistants to take over the carving. Bernini ended up having an affair with his assistant Matteo Bonarelli's wife, Costanza, during which he created a bust of her. This creation pioneered a new era in European sculpture, as busts were usually formal portraits reserved for tombs, and had not been used for informal portraits since ancient Rome. It is said to be one of his best bust sculptures. The bust conveys Bernini's infatuation and intimate relationship with his lover, as she is shown with an unbuttoned blouse, disheveled hair, and lustful gaze. This affair would eventually end up in a scandal. Bernini's short temper got the best of him when he found out that Costanza was having an affair with his brother Luigi. Bernini went after Luigi in rage, beating him almost to death. Bernini then ordered a servant to slash Costanza's face as revenge. Due to his position as the Pope's friend, Bernini was not punished. Instead, he was ordered to marry. He pursued an arranged marriage with Caterina Tezio in 1639. They later had 11 children. Luigi was banished from Rome. Costanza and the servant were imprisoned. Bernini's reputation was damaged soon after this scandal broke out. Work soon declined. He became a laughingstock. He attempted to redeem himself by designing and attempting to build 2 bell towers above St. Peter's Basilica, but was humiliated when they had to take it down, as the 3-story tower was deemed too heavy for the main structure. The swampy land and the heavy load of the new tower damaged the main structure, revealing cracks. It took Francesco Borromini, who was Bernini's rival, 4 years to bring down the failed project. Bernini eventually did redeem himself with what would be regarded as 2 of his best creations: the Ecstasy of St. Teresa and the Cornaro Chapel in Santa Maria della Vittoria in Rome, and the Blessed Ludovica Albertoni, a funerary monument located in the specially designed Altieri Chapel in the Church of San Francesco a Ripa in Rome. Both are representative of Bernini's long artistic career, as they display themes of devotion, transcendence, movement, and great artistic vision. Sculptures before Bernini were made to give humans a chance at immortality, but they lacked soul. And although they were at times done in great height, their gazes were empty. Sculptors before Bernini could not capture the human essence in their creations, but Bernini did it again and again. His works are characterized as grand, sensuous, dramatic, vital, with movement, showcasing tension and emotional exuberance, all of which are regarded as characteristics of the Baroque style. This is why he is the father of Baroque sculpture, and is still seen as one of the greatest sculptors of all time. Bernini's life was just as dramatic as his creations. This man of complex emotions knew how to use what he felt and experienced as the ultimate source of inspiration. Bernini died in 1680. He was 81 years old.